Alright, we now move on to the final example in the series for now. Okay, so first of all, let's go ahead and look at what we have. We have our terminal arm drawn over here. There's the point, here's the x value, and here is the unknown y value. And if we look at the y-axis, we are on the negative y-axis, and we are on the positive x-axis. That is so pretty. So we got negative y value for this axis, and we got a positive x value on this axis. So now when we work out our x or y value, we know what sign it should be. So we have this 8 here, right, which tells us that on the x-axis, let me just fill in this triangle. On the x-axis, we have positive 8, okay? We have the hypotenuse of 10, and now we just need to go ahead and find the value of y. So we go ahead, we say that y squared is of course the hypotenuse squared, and then we subtract the other side squared, which is the 8, and then we write Pythagoras. At this point, we just substitute. Okay, so after substituting and solving, we see that y is either plus or minus 6, but then we go to our sketch and we see that we need to have a negative y value because the y value is falling in or falling on the negative side of the y-axis, and so it has to be negative 6, not positive 6. So y is negative 6, right? And we fill that in accordingly. So this is negative 6, and now at this point your rat is completed, and now you can answer all the questions that they have, right? The first one is sine theta, and we go with our trusted acronym SOHCAHTOA. Let's write it over here. Okay, and sine goes with opposite over hypotenuse, so let's fill that in. Again, don't forget we consider theta as though it is over there, so opposite would be negative 6, and the hypotenuse is 10, so the simplified fraction here would be negative 3 over 5. So that is sine theta. Let's check with logic. Is sine actually negative there? Yes, it is, because only cosine is positive in this quadrant. So we expect this answer to be positive, we expect this answer to be negative, and we of course expect this to be negative as well. So cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, so that is 8 over 10, so we write that in. And we simplify this down to positive 4 over 5. Okay, and of course we expected that because this is cosine's quadrant, so cosine will be positive in this quadrant. Finally, or second last one, tangent of theta. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. The opposite side here is negative 6, and the adjacent side is 8. And simplified, this is going to be negative 3 over 4. Okay, again we expected that because this is not tangent's quadrant, so tangent will be negative here. The last one is cot. Okay, so cot, you know, is 1 over tan theta. So instead of having opposite over adjacent, we will have adjacent over opposite, which is what I wrote over here. So the adjacent is 8, the opposite is negative 6, and so simplified, this is negative 4 over 3. We could have also observed that answer from this one, because whatever we got for tan theta, it will just be the inverse of that, the reciprocal. So instead of negative 3 over 4, we have negative 4 over 3.